To work on the hull, again, I'm going to click on the effects, but instead of manipulating the bulkhead sheet, I'm going to come down here and find the hull. There we go. You can see by default it has a bevel, it has a glow, and it has a glow. I'm going to adjust one of these glows. Let's take a look at them. Click on Edit, and you can see that one of the glow is outside for only a blur radius of 1 foot, and it's black. Let's extend that out a little bit to make it a bit stronger, and also strengthen it up a little bit there as well. This glow here, we'll edit, you can see extends far further out but is much softer. That's okay. I'm also now going to add a glow. So I'm going to click on Add. I'm going to select the glow effect. I'm going to change the color to be a shield looking sort of color. I think maybe some, oh there we go, we'll make it a sort of like a purpley, electric purple sort of color there. Click on OK. I'm going to make the strength, we'll leave it quite soft, and I'm going to extend it out 7 foot. Let's see what that looks like. Again, we're just messing around here. We can always change this. So click on OK. There you go. Now you can see our deck has like a shield sort of glow around it. Now I'm not overly happy with that quite yet. So I'm going to right click, Effects. I'm going to hunt down some of these. There's the black one. There's the second black one. I'm going to change this to a white, and we'll see what that looks like. There we go. Now you've got much more of an electric. You can see that there's the soft purple haze which moves quite far out from the ship, but there's this intense little haze around the outside, and that really helps to define the hull when it's enshadowed by the wall here. The next thing that we're going to do is look at these lines. Now these are the engineering lines. They're added using this tool panel over here in Cosmographer. It's a really nice little tool. It basically lets you say where the various engineering support lines are for various things. In this case, yellow is for the energy infrastructure, green is the computer network, red is the life support systems, and so forth. They're a little bit intense, and I think that they are basically weighing too much on the design itself. I want to fade them out a little bit. So to do that, again, Sheets and Effects. We'll come down to Engineering, since these elements are all on the engineering sheet. And you can see that we've already got a transparency on there. So I'm going to edit that. It's currently at 50%. I'm going to drop it down to just 20%. Let's see what that looks like. You can now see that they are much softer. Maybe even a little bit too soft. So I might boost that back up again. Edit to say 35%. Wonderful. Nice and simple. Now, if we pan out, we'll take a look at the whole effect. There we go. We've got a much more interesting looking ship already. You can certainly see that in areas around here where the cargo bays are, that the thicker walls, the highlighting of the walls, and the shadowing has given a huge depth of character to the ship. That's what we were looking for. Let's look at some of the other things then. We'll come in and we'll do a zoom in on this area of the ship. You can see what I've done here is I've added some little dots so that I can put numbers, textual numbers on the ship, which refer back to the key. I'm going to zoom in on these in a little bit more detail. There we go. We'll just do this little section under here. Now these were really, really simple to do. Basically what I did is I created a new layer. Now layers are how you group similar objects together. They're quite different from sheets, which are how you instruct Campaign Cartographer to apply effects. So a group of effects will affect all objects on a particular sheet, whereas you can group any number of objects, no matter what sheets and what effects they have, all onto a common layer. Because I wanted these little dots to be easily manipulatable, I created a layer for them. and you'll see that layer is called background text. All I did was, and I'll give you an example of this, is I went add, and then I typed in the name, background text. In this case, I've already got a layer called background text, so I won't save it. But if I clicked on OK, it would have created this layer. So, once I have the layer selected, you click on the layer control here, scroll down, and tick the box there. You can now see I've got the background text switched on. I also created a special sheet for this layer. To do that, again, I went to the effects, and then I went add, because I'm adding a new sheet, and I call it text. What did I call it? Text background instead of background text. Well, there, clumsy me. I should have called it background text to be consistent, but it doesn't matter. Again, because I've already got my text background on this map, I'm not going to need this, so I'll just click cancel. Once it's created, I'll just click on OK. I can select that sheet for working by ticking it. So you can now see that I have got my layer of background text, or text background, sorry, and sheet of text background. To create the little dots, I simply selected a new color. I made it white. I use this circle control here, and I drew a little circle. That was it. Then, wherever I put a number, I was able to take this and drop it over the top. Now notice I'm using the copy and the copy function, so I'm able to copy as many as I want. Now I've already put all those little dots on, so I'm not going to need to worry about these two, so I'm just going to delete them. But it is important, I'll redraw so they'll disappear for me. It is important that when you place custom objects like this onto the map, that you do check the layer so that you can sort them, and the sheet, particularly the sheet that they're on, because the sheet is how we're going to then apply other effects on these. Let's now go and apply those special effects. Right click, effects, text background. As you can see, I've got no effects on this at all. What I want is those little white dots to be quite faint, quite faded into the background. So I'm going to click add, we're going to add an effect, transparency, and we'll make it 35%. Click on OK, and OK again. Now watch what happens. You can see that my circles behind these numbers are now faded into the background. They're not so much in your face. Just to recap that, we created our own special sheet and our own layer to organize these new objects, these circular backgrounds, and then we applied a new effect to that sheet over here, which was a transparency.